Thank you, Madam Chair. Dear colleagues, today we address a pressing concern that threatens the very foundation of democracy and human rights. Far-right ideology, often characterized by nationalism, xenophobia, authoritarianism, has been on the rise in many parts of the world. This not only threatens the principles of equality and justice, but also undermines the very essence of democracy and human rights that have been hard-fought and cherished for generations. In recent years, we have witnessed the alarming rise of hate crimes, discrimination and violence associated with far-right ideology. These acts directly threaten the human rights of individuals who are targeted based on their ethnicity, religion, or beliefs. And from this point of view, it is very important that we as an organization discuss the issue, trying to find possible solutions. But being frank, dear colleagues, I'm a little bit confused seeing that the rapporteur on the topic related to xenophobia and authoritarianism represents a country which is famous for its xenophobia and authoritarianism. A country which just very recently ethnically cleansed the whole population of Armenians living in their ancestral homeland, an ethnic cleansing which was the final chord after nearly 10 months of blockade and starvation of those people. The report brings examples of different countries, but nothing is said about Azerbaijan itself. For example, it could refer to the latest report on Azerbaijan of the UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, in which it is mentioned the following, I quote, Committee is deeply concerned about incitement to racial hatred and the propagation of racist stereotypes against persons of Armenian national or ethnic origin, including on the internet and social media, as well as by public figures and governmental officials, and the lack of detailed information on investigations, prosecutions, convictions, and sanctions of such acts. The committee is also concerned about reports that school textbooks promote prejudice and incite to racial hatred, particularly against ethnic Armenians, the marginalization of ethnic minorities in history, education in Azerbaijan. However, colleagues, going back to the topic of far-right ideology, let me say that as responsible politicians and advocates for justice, we must stand together against extremism, hate, and intolerance. We must defend the democratic principles that have allowed us to progress as societies, and we must work tirelessly to ensure that human rights are to ensure that human rights are preserved for all, regardless of their background or beliefs. Only by doing so can we build a future that is truly inclusive, just, and democratic for all. Thank you.